Welcome back to Explore the World. Today, I will take you to a unique and interesting land, Pakistan, a place where special cultures, friendly people, and mysterious stories converge. Let's start the journey. Pakistan is a South Asian country famous for the hospitality and enthusiasm of its people. Wherever you go, from the majestic mountains in the north to the bustling cities, you will always be warmly welcomed. In Pakistan, you will hear unique stories, such as the mountainous areas, where there are beautiful girls, or the strange custom that women can freely have sex even though they are married, even in front of their husbands without being criticized. In addition, in some places, farmers always carry guns with them while working in the fields. In particular, Pakistan is also mentioned for a mysterious disease that causes three brothers to fall into a state of living during the day, dying at night, leaving doctors helpless. Although these stories are somewhat strange, there is no denying that Pakistan is an attractive destination with friendly and enthusiastic people. So what are you waiting for? Let's explore Pakistan right away. 8 strange facts that only exist in Pakistan. The place is said to be home to the happiest women in the world, with free customs in marriage and love. Let's start the journey to the Kailash Valley. Pakistan is a South Asian country with an area of about 770,980 square kilometers and a population of more than 245 million people. In the heart of this country, in the majestic Hindu Kush Mountains, there exists a small ethnic group called the Kailash, living in the Kailash Valley in the Chitral district of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. With a population of only about 3,000 people, the Kailash are one of the least known ethnic groups on the planet. Unlike the native Pakistanis who often have dark skin, Kailash people stand out with their fair skin, brown eyes, and some even have blue eyes like Europeans. Legend has it that they are descendants of Alexander the Great's army thousands of years ago. However, unlike the rumored image of their warlike ancestors, the Kailash are very peaceful, cheerful, and optimistic. However, genetic research shows that they have a similar genetic code to neighboring peoples such as those in India or Afghanistan, and the hypothesis of their origin from Alexander the Great is still controversial. What makes the Kailash tribe stand out is the custom of freedom in marriage and love. Here, women are allowed to freely choose their lovers, and can even have sex with the person they like without being judged, even if they are married. If they feel that they are not compatible, they can easily divorce to find a new partner. The pinnacle of this freedom is that married women can elope with their new lovers without facing any criticism from the community. This custom of elopement has even become a cultural feature in the Chilam Joshi festival, which takes place for 3 days every May. During the festival, Kailash women sing and dance together, while men beat drums, play flutes and cheer enthusiastically. This is also an ideal time for women to look for lovers outside of their husbands. However, if a new lover wants to officially marry a married woman, he must go through a compensation procedure. The woman will write a letter to her new lover, informing him that she will double the dowry to her ex-husband. For example, if her ex-husband gave her a dowry of a cow, the new lover must return the 2 cows. If this requirement is not met, they can only date, but will not be officially recognized as husband and wife. In case of insufficient compensation, conflicts between clans may arise, lasting until reconciliation is achieved. Although some magazines have praised the Kailash as the happiest tribe on the planet, thanks to their freedom and optimism, the Kailash, especially the women, rarely smile, especially when meeting men. However, you can still catch cute moments, like the scene of Kailash girls greeting each other by kissing their hands intimately, showing the closeness and warmth of this community. The mysterious disease of live by day, die by night, of 2 brothers in Pakistan. Next, we will explore a strange medical phenomenon in Pakistan, the mysterious disease that causes 2 brothers to live by day and die by night. This is a rare case, never recorded in the world, when the human body seems to be completely synchronized with the movement of the sun. The 2 brothers Abdul Rashid and Shoaib Ahmed, living in Miankundi village near Quetta City, Pakistan, are the ones who experience this condition. Since birth, the 2 boys have had an unusual life. At 4 a.m., when the sun just rose, Abdul and Shoaib woke up with their bodies full of energy, functioning normally like any other children. But in the afternoon, when the sun set, both of them suddenly lost all their strength, falling into a state of complete paralysis. They could not open their eyes, eat, talk or move until the sun rose the next morning. In other words, the brothers' lives depended entirely on sunlight. One of the 3 sick children in the family said that, at first, he felt pain in his lower jaw muscles, toothache, and could not speak. Gradually, his limbs began to ache, and his body lost all strength. Therefore, the family had to keep a close watch, and stipulated that the children were not allowed to go out far, and had to return home before sunset to ensure safety. Initially, doctors thought that this phenomenon was related to sunlight. However, this hypothesis was eliminated after experiments showed that the 2 boys could still move around in a completely dark room during the day. Even when it was stormy or cloudy, they still functioned normally, proving that this condition was not entirely dependent on sunlight but could be related to the time of day. Going deeper into the research, experts discovered that Abdul and Shoaib's parents were first cousins. Of their 6 children, 2 died in infancy, the other 2 showed no symptoms, and the 2 brothers Abdul and Shoaib were affected by this strange disease. Despite hundreds of tests, doctors were unable to find a specific cause. Some theories suggested that it could be a rare congenital syndrome, similar to myasthenia gravis, with only about 600 reported cases worldwide. Finally, after much effort, 27 Pakistani experts and 11 international doctors collaborated to find a solution. They tested the use of dopamine, a drug that regulates the balance of dopamine in the brain after sunset. The results were astonishing. For the first time in their lives, Abdul and Shoaib were able to function normally at night, witness the darkness, and live like other children. Please leave your congratulations to the 2 brothers in the comments section to share this joy. Pakistani farmers carrying guns to work in the fields. Do you think farmers carry guns to work in the fields? You might say, no, but that's if you haven't heard of Pakistan, a country where carrying guns seems to have become a part of everyday life. Pakistan has the 7th largest armed force in the world in terms of personnel, and buying guns here is as easy as buying vegetables at the market. With the idea of using guns for self-defense, many people, including farmers, always keep guns with them at all times. In particular, in the village of Dera Adamkul in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, 75% of the people make a living from a unique profession, illegally manufacturing and selling guns, a tradition that has lasted for generations. When you enter the main street of the village, you will see on both sides of the road are shops selling weapons, selling everything from pistols, submachine guns, to automatic weapons, even missiles, and mines. These weapons are copied by artisans with great precision, at prices much more affordable than the genuine ones. For example, a handmade pistol here costs only about 47 United States dollars, equivalent to 1.2 million VND, while imported ones can be 3 to 4 times more expensive, from 2 to 9 million VND. No one knows when the illegal gun-making industry in Dera Adamkul began, but the village's heyday began in 1979, when the conflict in Afghanistan broke out. The village became a center for illegal gun production, serving the border areas of Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan, where the demand for guns was very high. To create a copy of a new submachine gun on the market, artisans here need about 10 days. After completing the first copy, it only takes them 2-3 days to produce the next versions. However, in Pakistan's larger cities, gun ownership is more tightly controlled, requiring residents to have a license for each type of gun. Wealthy families often hire security guards, or even police officers to protect them when they go out. Interestingly, police officers in Pakistan often dress like civilians, making it difficult to distinguish between police officers and security guards for a particular family. The Death Road, Fairy Meadows, and the majestic Nanga Parbat Peak. Next, we will come to a road that just mentioning it makes many people recite Buddha, pray to the ancestors, because of its incomparable danger. That is Fairy Meadows, a famous place in Pakistan, known as the most terrifying fairyland in the world. If you have ever set foot in Pakistan, you must have heard the name Fairy Meadows. Located at the foot of Nanga Parbat Mountain, the 9th highest mountain in the world with an altitude of 8,126 m. Fairy Meadows is not only a favorite destination for mountain climbing enthusiasts, but also famous for its off-road jeep route, considered one of the most dangerous roads on the planet. To get here, you have to go through a difficult journey. First, you will travel by jeep through the winding, precarious, death road on the cliff. Many sections of the road are only wide enough for one car to pass, so whenever there is an oncoming vehicle, drivers must stop at points wide enough to give way to oncoming vehicles. There are sections where you will feel like your wheels are about to roll off the dirt road, making your heart pound with fear. Because of its dangerous nature, only drivers with a specialized license are allowed to drive on this road, because even a small mistake can lead to serious consequences. After about 1 hour and 30 minutes of traveling by jeep, you will only reach the foot of the mountain. From here, to get to Fairy Meadows at an altitude of 3,300 m, you have two options: walk for 4 to 5 hours or rent a horse to move. No matter which way you choose, every adventure is worth it when you set foot in Fairy Meadows. The landscape here is as beautiful as a fairy tale: snow-capped mountains, green pine forests, and cool, fresh air. In spring, the night temperature here can drop to around 0 degrees Celsius, bringing a typical cold feeling of the highlands. But the journey does not stop there. From Fairy Meadows, you can continue to travel for about 3 hours to Bale Camp, located right at the foot of Nanga Parbat Mountain. Here, you will admire the majestic scenery with white snow covering the foot of the mountain, creating a natural picture that is both majestic and mysterious. Karakoram Highway, the eighth wonder of the world. It is impossible not to mention another dangerous road in Pakistan, the Karakoram Highway, considered the eighth wonder of the world, and also on the list of the most dangerous roads in the world. In 1959, the Pakistani and Chinese governments started building this road, but it took 20 years, until 1979, to temporarily complete it. The entire route is more than 1,290 kilometers long, starting from Rawalpindi, 14 kilometers from the capital Islamabad, passing through the provinces of Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan, then crossing Xinjiang, China, and ending in the city of Kashgar. Construction of the Karakoram Highway was a feat, but also full of hardships. The route is located at an altitude of 4,600 m above sea level, running along the majestic and rugged Karakoram mountain range. During the 20 years of construction, nearly 1,000 workers lost their lives due to accidents such as rockfalls, flash floods, and landslides, all constant hazards in the area. To this day, the Karakoram Highway remains one of the most vulnerable routes to natural disasters, making travel a constant risk. Unique vehicles in Pakistan, bright light buses. When talking about dangerous roads, we cannot ignore the unique vehicles in Pakistan, brightly decorated buses and trucks, called bright light. Decorating a truck here can cost from 3,000 to 5,000 United States dollars, about 75 to 125 million BND, just for the exterior. If the interior is also decorated, the cost can be up to more than 120 million BND. Despite the expense, car owners are still willing to invest because this is not only a passion, but also a way to express religious views, feelings, and even a form of advertising to attract customers. These vehicles are often decorated with images of birds, the most popular motif, followed by fish, mosques, sacred horses, airplanes, or even images of famous singers. The interiors of the vehicles are even more elaborate than the exteriors, with elaborate decorations. It may be difficult for outsiders to tell, but local drivers can easily distinguish which region the vehicle comes from based on the decoration style. For example, trucks in Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa often use wooden details, while trucks in Rawalpindi and Islamabad use plastic. Some artists in Sindh even use camel bones to create unique decorations. According to 2005 statistics, more than 50,000 people in Karachi, Pakistan, decorate buses and trucks, indicating the large scale of this industry. Despite the colorful exteriors, the interiors of these vehicles are quite simple. Many Isuzu buses are completely handmade, not machined. The frame is assembled from wooden and iron bars welded together, then the outer shield is attached, painted, and decorated to create a characteristic colorful version of the car. Unique flag lowering ceremony between India and Pakistan. An experience not to be missed when visiting Pakistan is the daily flag lowering and border closing ceremony between India and Pakistan at the Wagah border, attracting a large number of tourists from all over. Since 1959, the armies of the two countries have maintained this ceremony every afternoon. For 45 minutes, the Indian border guards wear red chicken wing hats, while the Pakistani border guards wear black hats. The national anthems of both countries are played. The soldiers chant slogans and perform signature moves such as kicking their legs high above their heads, known as goose marching. They stomp their feet to make a sound like a gunshot, accompanied by provocative glances, snorts, and teasing gestures towards each other. As the sun sets, the flags of both countries are lowered, folded, and the ceremony ends with a strong handshake between the soldiers of both sides before the border gate is officially closed. This ritual attracts tourists around 5 p.m. every day, because everyone is curious about the tense relationship between the two neighboring countries. Although border conflicts often occur, even clashes causing casualties, the two sides face each other every day in a ritual that is both solemn and humorous, making many people laugh until their jaws hurt. Food and roads in Kailash Valley. Back to Kailash Valley, we will explore more about the cuisine and roads here. Kailash cuisine is deeply South Asian in tradition, with Punjabi chapati, a round cake made from flour, mixed with water, rolled thinly, and baked on a hot pan until brown. People often eat this cake with a black drink for dessert, sipping while chatting. A special point in Kailash culture is that at weddings, the areas for men and women are completely separated, showing a clear division during festivals. In terms of roads, the roads in Kailash Valley are not for four-wheeled supercars, because the terrain is rough, full of potholes, even more dangerous than normal roads. There are sections with deep ravines on one side, steep cliffs on the other, surrounded by rocky mountains interspersed with small streams, and a few animals walking along the road. Once you get off the dangerous road, you will come to a residential area with simple single-story houses. Notably, the schools here have tables and chairs placed in the yard, without modern facilities or cool air conditioning. However, the students are still happy to study, not showing any discomfort with the lack of conditions. A positive point is that the illiteracy rate in Kailash is quite low, only about 6.2%, compared to 34.6% in India. In addition, a unique custom here is that some families have the habit of keeping the bodies of deceased relatives in the house, even leaving the skulls under the feet of people passing by. To outsiders, this scene can be haunting, especially at night, but for the Kailash, this is part of their long-standing culture and beliefs. Dear friends, we have just had an exciting journey of discovery around Pakistan. Thank you for watching the video until the end. If you have any questions or want to explore something more, do not hesitate to leave a comment below. Explore the World promises to bring new videos as soon as possible to satisfy your wishes. Now, goodbye and see you again in the next exciting journeys. Bye-bye.